Hello, today our topic is whether college education should be free or paid. My friends over here believe that college should be paid for. My friends over here believe that college should be free. So, who wants to start?
I want to hear the opinions of my opponents first.
Well, first of all, I would like to say that information should never be paid for, and it's something that every human being should be able to reach, so that it may evolve and it may, like, when you learn something, everybody can learn anything, it will evolve by itself better.
Sorry? More what? More? I couldn't understand.
I think your teammate understood, if you want to answer.
More? Better?
Better, just better.
Okay.
Please continue.
I would like to answer that.
Okay.
So, you assume that the knowledge is always must be reachable, but what about the, as an example, we are studying English language teaching and foreign language teaching, and we're going to be teachers. So you're assuming that, I can understand from your sentence that we should do our jobs for free then, because we're teaching people.
Information should be free.
Yeah, so if you not get paid, how are we going to survive?
Well, I'm saying that everybody should have the right to reach every information. I'm not saying it should be totally free, but everybody should have the right. So when you're living in a country, you pay taxes. Those taxes should cover the information.
Okay, can I say something? You just said it should be totally free. So you say that there should be a tuition.
Yes.
Did I get that correct?
You pay for the right to live in this country. You don't need to pay different money or different tuitions to learn the knowledge.
Okay, but what do you mean by totally free? Because free means no tuition. But not totally free means there is a tuition that isn't that high. So do you say that there should be a tuition but not that expensive? Or
if you're living in this country, you should have the right to go to any college. You don't need to pay extra money for that. I'm just saying that.
okay, if you look at the universities in different countries, for example the USA, you know that there is a tuition and it's pretty high compared to the other countries.
Yeah.
And especially compared to Turkey where there is no tuition, right?
In some universities,
Okay.
there is.
Now let's look at both countries' universities once again and compare the quality of education in both countries. America has universities like Brown, Harvard, and so on. What has Turkey? Turkey has one or two universities that are known, just known. They aren't that good. One is Middle Eastern Technical University, the other is Boğaziçi. And other than that, there is no quality in Turkey, and I think the reason, or one reason for that is the lack of tuition. Because tuition means more resources for a better campus, for better opportunities, and you can pay your lecturers more. What do you say to that?
I think to increase the quality of the college doesn't prove anything, as you lost people with quality. There's a lot of people in United States without a job. For example, they have lots of skills, but they can't use it, they can't produce something with it because they can't afford the tuitions to go to college.
If they can't afford the tuition, because this is like a major defense from people like you, there are scholarships. If they are successful enough, they don't have to pay for college.
But how many people get those
The people
scholarships?
who deserve it and who work hard, or who have disabilities, or who are successful at a sport.
Well, the successful people in sports usually get those things, and
The smart ones don't get scholarships, really?
they do, but
Okay.
quite rarely.
How do you know quite rarely? In America, there are tons of scholarships for different student needs. So I wouldn't say that it's rare. It's not rare. And You say that not everyone can get into university. In Turkey, everyone can attend university. And what do
No,
you think
if
of
you
that?
have the skills, you can attend the university. So
Really?
the scholarship thing you're saying is the same as having an exam, and if you're talented enough, going to university, and you don't need to pay. The Turkey does the same thing. So your defense is actually in our good favor.
No, you said, Munisa said, what if they can't pay for university? Which I responded to with, there are scholarships. So I'm still saying, because someone is going to pay that tuition. The university is going to say, okay, Munisa, you are very smart, you don't have to pay. No, someone has to pay, just not Munisa.
Okay. The existence of scholarships actually prove that most people who are talented needs free, tuition-free universities. So why not make it all tuition-free and get people with their exams, and if they're talented enough, get them.
So I would like to add something.
Mhm.
Sorry. You're saying that, I think this is an excuse. I agree to that too. You're talking about some opportunities that some people have those opportunities and some people don't. Yes, this is a fact, but still, if you consider that, there were times that there was no money, and there were those scientists, psychologists, and people, clever people like that, and they were dedicated and hardworking. But people didn't care about knowledge. Not at all. And they were not supposed to pay anything. It was all free in front of them. Anything. Everything they want, but they just ignored all the knowledge. So this is, from back to present, it's just like this, When you're trying to get a scholarship, I don't think that you would be rejected just because, those facts, you're talking about facts, but still, you can't say that I can't afford, to pay my university tuitions because there's no one giving me a scholarship. I think this is an excuse.
If you work hard, you're gonna get it.
Yeah, you're gonna get it. Not from that company, maybe, not from that exact person, but a different one. Someone is gonna help you because the people, we're so much millions with the numbers. There will be someone helping you in every country.
And should everyone attend a university? Do you think that that's the correct choice here?
Yeah,
For example, we have too many teachers in Turkey. What's the outcome?
this is the whole other perspective,
This is
education
quite
system.
another subject to talk
Yeah.
on, but
And-
I think everybody who wants to attend university and gain knowledge should be able to.
It's not another aspect because you said not everyone can attend. So I asked a question to you. Should everyone be able to attend it? Or should the ones who work hard and who deserve it
They want
attend
to
university?
attend.
So,
I think they should be able to attend.
Really?
Yes.
so
Let's agree that people in our country, that most of the people in our country doesn't know a lot who didn't go to university. There are rare cases, of course, but most of the people have a lack of, how can I say this, a lack of knowledge in many cases. So attending the university, attending high schools and all, should be able, everybody should be able to attend those things if they want to, because giving knowledge to people isn't always gonna result in them getting a job, but it will result in the people getting more knowledge and being better at whatever they are doing.
So, coming up from that, can we say that there should be no eliminations, like exams?
There should be eliminations, but everybody should be able to at least go to some. You don't need to go to the best place for it, but you need to learn something.
Somewhere according to
So,
their level.
I think that
Yeah.
our
Yes.
topic is, our subject is here, the quality of the education. And I think your defense is that if something is paid, it is qualified compared to the others. Because your conscience consciously or unconsciously, you're just rising the level up. Your scale is going.
You have
high.
more resources, like
Yeah.
it's 1 + 1 = 2. It's
I
not
mean,
that
we
hard.
can't ignore the fact that the money is everything in today's world. If you got money, you got everything.
For example, let's take our university. It's a pretty new university, and we have a certain amount of money, right? But if we had more money, we would have more opportunities. For example, right now, our exchange program, Erasmus, we only got like 4 countries. If we had more resources, our teachers could go out more to the other universities and make more connections. For example, we have student clubs. In the main campus, at Karadeniz Technical University, they had a building just for students. What do we have? For example, if we had a building, we could shoot this video in that building. If we had a building, we could, I don't know, make our meetings in that building. But right now, we have to go to other cafes, in classrooms and stuff like that.
And also, I want to add something. For example, I was going to go to Erasmus, as you all may know, and I canceled. Why? Because I didn't have that much money in my hands. You know, considering that Erasmus actually is a free program, but still, in routine work, we have to do it. We have to handle on ourselves, and this costs.
And
really
if
costs.
you were to go,
And-
how long would you go? Just 1
Yeah.
semester, right? And
Yes,
what's the reason?
Maybe a year. I can.
No, the university said you can only go 1 semester. I heard that from my friends. They said because you don't have enough money, so you can only go for
Yeah,
1 semester.
and just imagine that there's everything. Everything is handled by your university because your university has so much resources. I mean, the money. So you don't have to do anything. You're just gonna sign some papers, and you're gonna be educated in another country for a year or maybe 2 years. It's all connected to the money and resources that university has.
How are you going to get resources if you don't pay tuition? Like, what's your defense?
I mean, the whole system is gonna collapse.
Yeah.
You will get resources, but you can afford going to college. But there's a lot of people, for example, we can't just take into consideration the environment around us. There is people living in East in this country. They earn their living mostly by being shepherds.
Okay.
They still try to work, study, and luckily, as it's free in our country, they can get the education they want. Not everyone can sit down in their warm rooms and study as they want. So it should be free.
There are
otherwise be a
Sorry.
discrimination between the rich and the
Okay.
poor.
There are different kinds of scholarship, like I said. For example, some scholarships you get by studying or reaching certain exam points. But there are other scholarships which you can get just because of your ethnicity. For example, if you're black, there are certain, I'm not even kidding, scholarships for blacks or Latinos. And I'm sure if we have to pay tuition in Turkey, there will be some people who would say,
everybody who deserves it gets it. Is that what you're saying?
I said there are different kinds of scholarships.
Yeah.
There are certain scholarships
Yeah.
which you can get by exams, and other you can get by with ethnicity.
So if you have the money and you can pay the tuitions of the university, you can go to the best university even if you're a student.
No, if you have money, why would you get a scholarship?
But the examples that we just gave, I mean, universities, they're cutting you down if you're failed.
Of
If
course,
you're gonna
yeah.
fail, even if you pay, because the education is that qualified in those universities, they don't just let you to pay for them to make you pass you to all the exams or something.
Let me give you an example in that then. My brother studied in a paid college, and there were people who paid their tuitions, and because that they paid extra when paying, they didn't get the grades that they deserve, but better grades.
Okay, that was a rigged
This is
university then.
it's not even ethical.
It's just one university
It's not
in
ethical,
Turkey.
like-
You can't just, I don't know, make an assumption just because some teachers at a university in Istanbul, which has like 100 private universities, this is one example.
So not
It has to be more clear. There is no ground for your assumption.
Okay, let me hear your final thoughts, please.
Like I we have to make a decision, quality or quantity, and I choose quality.
Okay, and you?
And in our defense, we can get quality just by examining the students and getting them to the best place if they're good at it. And you don't need any money to choose people.
Okay, that's for today. Thank you all.